Rush Media Day. Thanks for being here. We got Woods Cross in the house, Coach Benson and a few of his star players for 2026. Let's start with you, Coach. Will you give us a State of the Union right now of the program and a little bit on the off season and maybe something you guys have been focusing on?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, thanks for having us. I'm excited to be on with you.
Yeah.
Our guys, this program is really built on just work. And I know that every program, focuses on it and stresses it. But I really feel like the Wildcats, we hang our hat on outworking our opponents. Realistically, it started about 220 days ago. In the weight room. And, in January, when we got back from break and, sitting down with the guys and really kind of looking at, what we wanted this team to be. We had a great year last year, great senior leadership last year. The kids just, bought into the program and what we're about, and put their heads down and went to work. And I really feel like we, took what we learned from last year and just carried it over. We stress there are no easy days, that starts in the weight room. It starts in the classroom, and it's really what this program is built on. And our philosophy is we're going to outwork our opponents.
Awesome. You guys had a heck of a season last year, 4-1 in region, a one possession game away from being, undefeated in region last year, Coach. What's something that you were pleased with last year that you guys did well, and what's something that you think you might even improve on this year with this group?
I think, last year, offensively, we took care of the football. We did not have a lot of turnovers last year. And for as much as we run the ball, for as much as we, get the ball pitched, for us to maintain possession and keep control of the ball and win that time of possession in games is huge for us in our offense. And, I really think that is something that we, took last year and we're building on it this year. And just the importance of taking care of the football. With our guys that we have that are going to be, definitely running the ball, throwing the ball, and catching the ball. It's something that's stressed every day. But our defense has really stepped it up as far as it's their football. Ball's on the ground anytime during practice, and it's a scoop and score situation for us. And that way, we're just getting ready for the season. We see the ball on the ground; it's our ball. We're gonna take advantage of that.
Okay, excellent. Will you tell me a little bit about your defensive coordinator, Coach, just kind of philosophy and his personality as a coach?
Definitely. Chris Haining. And so, Chris Haining he was a Wildcat, played here.
I know Coach Haining. Yeah, okay.
His dad was a principal. His dad was the head coach way back when. So he is definitely, a Wildcat to heart. And when I took this job over, I didn't have a whole lot of guys in the building at the time, and sat down and met with Chris. And at the time he was really more of an offensive guy. Played tight end in college, and kind of just told him my needs and that we needed a defensive coordinator, somebody who was going to bring an attitude and just a tenacity to this football team, and Chris has definitely done that. He takes pride in us being physical as a defense. Once takeaways every single play. It's always our play to make. So he is definitely a mean, nasty, quick and fast is a philosophy of his. While we're on the defensive side of the ball, and it carries over. The kids play football that way. Not only on the defensive side, but I think that we take a little bit of that personality on the offensive side as well. It's definitely something that that I've always preached. Is just going out and being physical and making your opponent quit. And Chris does a great job of relaying that message and having that expectation of his players.
Okay, Coach, let's talk about some of these players. Let's start with Sam Barr, who's with us today. Just tell us about your expectations for him, what he brings to the program, and a little bit about his game.
Loving what Sam's doing defensively for us right now. As an outside backer, we want our linebackers to kind of be the voices. And, we talk about, no secrets as a defense. And I think that Sam's really taking that to heart. He's really directing traffic, telling everybody where they need to be. Not afraid to use his voice. He's a vocal leader. But then just the work that he puts in. Look at what he's done this offseason. Decided to wrestle, listen to his coaches and went out and joined the wrestling team and had a great year there and just developed a whole lot of toughness. And I know that, during wrestling, he was really worried about his size, his weight. But Sam's a kid who's put on about 20 to 25 pounds from last season. Done a great job in the weight room. Just love his leadership, in the weight room, in the school, and on the football field.
Okay, excellent. Sam, tell me about that, deciding to wrestle and listening to your coaches. How was that, and how do you think it'll affect your football play?
Yeah, so I decided to wrestle. I was a basketball player, but I decided to not play basketball and start wrestling this year. Just because you've seen it translate from other guys in the past, like seniors who have started to wrestle and then just became better football players because of that. And so I just wanted to play a sport that would really make me better at football. So I decided to wrestle.
Can you tell us, Sam, a little bit about the team mentality that Coach kind of described of just kind of taking pride in being out physicaling teams and hitting and being that type of kind of grit program and how you contribute to that?
Yeah. I mean, we were on triple option here where you got to have that grit and toughness and just pound your opponent, right? That's how you run the triple option well. You just got to fire out and explode and just out physical your opponent. And at fullback, that's my position on offense. You got these big, good linemen who, when they fire out and they're physical like that, you're going to be able to run a lot better and a lot safer. And it just, that physicality and that work that we put on in the weight room, that's just all going to go towards helping us have a better season.
Okay, love it. Sam, will you tell us a little bit about your buddy Ryan Miller? What does he bring to the team? What do you admire about his game?
Yeah, Ryan, he plays the same exact positions as me, so we spend a lot of time together. We're in the same lifting group, and we lift on the same rack, so we've been putting into work together this whole off season, and he's a really great leader. He's very athletic and a very good asset to this team. Last year he played wing, but this year he switched to fullback, and I think he's going to do great there for us this year, and he brings a lot of great leadership to this team.
Okay, excellent. That's a great testimony about you, Ryan. Let's talk to you. What's been your focus this off season for something that maybe an aspect of your game that you're wanting to improve going into this next year?
Well, the transition from wing to fullback, that's kind of been a little hard and interesting, but just focusing on the new role and getting the plays down. And yeah, coming back from a shoulder injury, so that's been a lot of this season. Got surgery on my shoulder, and it's been a long journey, but that's what he's back. But we're back.
Yeah. Okay. Good to hear, man. Coach, can you describe from your perspective Ryan's adaptability and kind of his process of kind of learning that new position?
Absolutely. And Ryan talked about his surgery a little bit. He played the whole season. And then about, maybe 5-7 days after the season was over, had surgery. And I think, realistically, he missed maybe, 4 or 5 workouts altogether. He was back, obviously not being able to do anything upper body. But, we'd catch him in the morning. He'd be doing wall sits. He's doing step ups. He's doing anything and everything that he possibly could to get himself ready. And really, you look at him, he did a great job building strength in that lower half, which is a huge part of being, a fullback in our offense. And in our offense, our fullback is it's not a blocking back. He's going to take the brunt of the work.
Yeah.
In our offense. And really, I mean, he's a smart kid. I think knowing the offense from a wing position, and understanding, where he has help as a fullback now, he understands his role probably a little bit better as a wing last year, now playing that fullback position. I think it puts him behind the whole offense. He can see things. He's got great vision as a runner. He's got great speed as a runner. And, he also has the strength just to be a nose down and go fight for a few yards. So I think that he brings a different element to that position. Vili Tapatotai was so great at that position for us. And my expectation is that Ryan picks up, right where Vili left off, and we continue to run this offense.
Okay, excellent. Let's go to the big guys on the offensive line. Let's talk about Nafa first, Coach. If you can tell us a little bit about his journey in this program, what you expect from him, and then a little bit about the offensive line in general this year.
Yes. So Napa'a, he'll be a 2-year starter for us at the tackle position. In our offense, not a ton of pass sets. We rely on our offensive linemen as being great athletes. And you look at Pa and what he's able to do on the field, both, offensively and defensively. And I think that he brings a lot of intensity. He has a great motor, a smart kid, uber smart football IQ. And he brings just a tenacity to that offensive line. And I think a lot of times when people think about offensive linemen, they think, about maybe a bigger, slower kid, especially in high school. But Ba is one of our best athletes on the football team. He runs well. He has the ability to get to the second and the third level, which is where we hope our ball carriers are at. And again, just his tenacity. He plays offensive lineman like a defensive lineman. He's physical. He's nasty. He gets after people, and he really likes it. And I think that when we talk about offensive linemen and their ability to take care of their teammates, we want those guys who want to put their team on their shoulders. And I feel like Ba has done a great job of just continuing that tradition as an offensive lineman for the Wildcats.
Okay. Pa, will you tell us a little bit about a couple other guys that are on the line this year and what you think as a group you guys will do well this season?
So we have a bunch of good players. We have Brody Rogers, as you can see right here, our starting right guard and tackle. He can play both, but we have a bunch of good players. We also have Kerry Brown at our left guard. He's very big. He's like our biggest player. So I feel like we really come around these two and look forward for these two to block for us, because as a small guy, we always have to depend on these two big people to always push through. And we also have our first year starter Ryder Schwartz, which will be starting for us. He's a smaller dude like me, but I feel like he has also the same intensity as me to fight big people. Even though they're bigger than us, we always have a chip on our shoulder. As Coach B always tells us on the O-line, always have a chip on your shoulder. Even though they're like twice as big as you, just have that chip on your shoulder that you can overpower them. And we also have Tyler Lingman at our right tackle. He's our first year starter too. He brings calm to our team. He brings also intelligence. He makes us right in every way. So yeah. So that's our whole line. And that's what we expect from our line.
What's your favorite part about being an offensive lineman? Can you describe your favorite action or favorite play that you like to run in this offense?
Oh, My favorite play is our zone dives. It's because, as a line out our zone dives, we just all come together and just bull rush whoever we have in our way. It's always about running through your opponents. Like, if you see us, we are always small. So like coming together as one and just pushing all the way through like 10 yards, like 15. It's like magical. You can see it's like just magical just seeing how far we could go.
Okay, awesome. Will you tell me a little bit about your buddy Brody? What do you admire about what he does on the field? What aspect of his game are you impressed by?
I am impressed about how athletic he is for how big he is. He's very athletic. He's one of the most athletic linemen we have right now. And I just love how he inspires other people around him. Like he'll bring like a certain level of intensity. Like he'll bring the standards really high and expect people to bring that same intensity as he has. And I just like how he's always there to like uplift people and you know being an inspiration to our team and being a vocal leader. That's what I like about Brody and how great he is.
Awesome. That is quite the testimonial for you, Brody. Let's talk to you for a minute, buddy. Who's the toughest guy for you to out squat in the weight room on this year's roster?
Probably Kerry Brown. My other guard. It's kind of hard keeping up with him a little bit, but yeah.
So he can move some weight around, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to be playing a little bit of both ways. Is that my understanding, Brody?
Oh yeah, I will be on the field a lot.
Okay, awesome. Well, I want to ask you about the D-line this year. What does that group look like, and what do you think you guys will excel at this season?
Yeah, for sure. So our D-line is pretty much a lot of our offensive players. So we got Ba'a at our D end, and then me at tackle, and then we got Kerry Brown at our nose, and then we have, is it Billy? It's Billy. Billy at our rush end. And, for us in the D-line, it's really like embracing Coach Henning's philosophy of mean, nasty, quick, and fast. But it's also kind of just, you know what, let's suck it up and show them what's up, right? Like, we're coming after you 100%. And we really embody that, especially, like, during practice and stuff. Like, if we ever need energy or need to get going, it's always the D-line that's going to get us going. We pride ourselves on being, like, the tip of the spear on offense for offensive line, and same thing on defense. Like, we hold that line. But, yeah, it's really just a mentality for us. Just go beat the crap out of your opponent.
And give me some context for the region. I know it's competitive up there every year, but I guess just give me a little bit of your forecast, a little bit about how region play will be this year.
Yeah, for sure. We have a tough region. There's no sugarcoating that. It's a hard region. But, the work that we put in this offseason and are continuing to put in is, I feel, going to 100% get us ready for this region. And, we got Olympus, we got Brighton, we got Alta. Like, there's some really good teams there. And then they've got some big line. But, I feel very confident about this team and this group of players and what we're going to go accomplish.
Okay, excellent. And then I'm going to have you tell me about Mr. Ita, your quarterback. Same question I'm asking all these guys. Give me a little bit about his personality and what he brings to the team.
I mean, what is there not to say? I mean, come on now. I have a list, but QB1 back here, Tejita, he's such a dog. He's my boy. Just every day at practice, he's always out there. He's always ready to work. He claps us up right before practice. He's getting us energized. And, like, there are days where we go out there and you can tell, like, hey, we got to get going. And Taj is the first one to step up. And, sometimes he's got to be that leader, right? He's got to get in the faces of people and tell them to shape up, right? But he's also a very compassionate leader. He's always there helping anyone who needs it. He's always helping them learn the plays, learn what they're doing. And just, there's no one else that I want to block for as my QB. He's the one. He's the one.
Okay, excellent. I'm loving this insight about this year's team. Let's go to Tej. What are you most looking forward to this year with this group?
I mean, having it be my senior year, just having it be my last ride with all my brothers. Building the bond with them these past 4 years. you know, and a little bit more with these guys playing Little League with them. You know, it's last ride, last chance to get our state championship in this for this school. And so I'm just excited to go and work and go compete against these other teams with like my boys.
Who's somebody on the field, maybe a guy that's not here, because I know your answer would probably be one of these guys, but somebody who is like having a coach out on the field, understands the game, sees things, knows the system, and you're like, dang, this kid really knows what's going on out here.
I'd have to say my center, Ryder Schultz. He's always the one that, you know, commands the huddle. He commands the offensive line. You know, he's always the one to get us hustled up to the line, ready to run a play. And he's always just the one to be there. You know, every time I walk up on the field, he's always ready for me to do our pre-practice snaps, everything. And he always knows what's going on. Never really have to help him with anything. And just an overall great football player.
What was your favorite Friday night last year, Tage?
I'd have to say beating Bountiful for the first time in a few years. You know, getting to see that after losing to them for, I don't know, 5 years in a row?
Something like that.
And so getting to see that win, being able to come away with that was, you know, super exciting. Really happy for our boys.
So awesome. Who's the guy? This is for anybody. I got 2 rapid fire questions, then I'll ask Coach about week 1, and then we'll wrap it up here. But maybe this is a good question for Sam or Ryan. Who's a guy that ain't here who you see that you're going up against in like an Oklahoma drill or a hitting drill that you're like, dang, this kid's going to bring it. This is a hard hitter.
I mean,
You guys aren't afraid of anybody, I know, but
there's a junior. His name's Achilles, and he's just there to hit someone. I mean, he's all for the hitting.
He's
Love
a
it.
he's a short, condensed guy. So he's already pretty low, and you know lowest man wins. So it's hard to get under him, and you know he's tenacious. So
nice.
yeah,
Is he a linebacker?
he's
And
middle
fullback.
linebacker and fullback.
Okay, nice. And then anybody can answer this one. Who puts the most effort into looking good in their uniform on Friday nights?
Oh my gosh, Wyatt Hunter. Wyatt Hunter. 100%.
Wyatt.
What is it?
Yeah.
What does Wyatt do?
Oh my gosh.
He has to put
Everything.
the box.
Yeah,
He's got all the accessories, you know, the armbands, the leggings, the gloves.
It is
Love it.
everything.
Love
he's
it.
dripping.
He's dripping. Even a gritty team like Woods Cross can have a kid that can drip a little bit. I like that. All right, now, Coach, give me a little preview about week 1, the challenge that you got with Syracuse.
Yeah, very well coached football team. Learned that last year, this first year playing them. I know that they have a lot of athletes. They got a ton of good kids coming back. I think just the athleticism that team has from top to bottom. They're great up front, both sides, and it's a huge test for us. Coming right out of the gate. I think that us going into it, we'll definitely be ready for the physicality of it. The speed that we're going to face is definitely going to be one of the better teams that we face all year as far as just athleticism, speed. So it's a great test for us to start the season off, to see where all of our hard work has put us going into the season.
Love it. Well, so fun to talk to you guys. Coach, thank you so much for bringing your players. We'll be rooting for you this year. Good luck. Hopefully we can get you on during the season again after a big win. Woods Cross, everybody. Good luck this season. Enjoy the rest of your summer, guys.
Thank you, Andy. Appreciate it.
Quick break. Back with more Media Day right after this.